Hello, viewers and subscribers. Recently, I have been inspired by a 2010 NightFlyyer YouTube channel video about doing a 1S Lipo related battery experiment on the E-flite hobby zone / Parkzone 1S brushed micro airplanes. And the 2010 NightFlyyer YouTube video I'm talking about is this one right here, called 500 milliamp hour LiPo tested in J-3 Cub and Mustang. Will it work? And yeah, when I say 2010 video, as in that you see that video of, Dave Herbert from NightFlyyer got uploaded on September 13, 2010. And for mentioning about the NightFlyyer channel, I want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Dave Herbert from NightFlyyer in inspiring me with doing something like that. But on my, or I say my mom's, now 10-year-old E-flite UMX F4U Corsair that's got the AS3X in it. And the battery being shown for the presentation purposes is some generic type 1S 3.7 volt 500 milliamp hour 25C battery. I think part of it, yeah, you can see the 500 milliamp hour label and the 25C label right here. And of course, I know I got this rubber band covering some of the labeling a bit. And so yes, lately I have got into this idea of trying a 1S, I'll just say like 400 to 600 milliamp hour LiPo battery range on the E-flite, Parkzone, and or Hobby Zone micro RC airplanes that are brushed 3 to 4 channel and would be designed for somewhere within, let's just say, the 1S 120 to the 1S 200 milliamp hour range, that have that white JST-PH 1.25 connector, but instead of using those 1S 120 to 200 milliamp hours, that'll be more, recommended for those kind of planes. Putting in this 1S 400 to 600 milliamp hour LiPos with the red JST connector instead. And another plane I'm also going to show for presentation besides this UMX F4U Corsair is the original version UMX Radian I have. And first off, before showing the UMX Radian having this same battery setup as this Corsair, the adapter that's on here is a Blade Helly's branded adapter that hooks a, red JST LiPo battery into the JST PH 1.25 connector type ESCs. And I think real quick I'm going to remove the adapter just to show more of a look of the adapter. And to do that, I'm going to have to just put my phone away for a little moment. Okay. So yeah, here's what the adapter looks like. And so yep, here's the adapter. As you see, I can tell that it's for hooking up a 1S battery with that red JST connector into an ESC / receiver brick that's got the JST PH 1.25 connector, which is also called a MCX connector. And I'm just going to Google that adapter really quick. Okay, still trying to look it up. Okay. Of course, with this adapter, there is more than one brand for those. Of course, the particular brand I got is the Blade Helis one. And one thing is this extra rectangular covering thing around this connector, while the other brands don't have that kind of covering. See, this is the one I'm talking about. The part number BLH3126. That's the one. Just click on a different picture there. Okay. And now I'm going to put my phone away to the side really quick to get this battery off the Corsair and show it just sitting on the UMX Radian. So now here's my UMX Radian, and the way I have the same 1S 500 generic 500 mAh 25C battery on the UMX Radian is I have the battery sitting sideways there. Well, on the Corsair it's sat inverted. Oh yeah, another thing too is on the Corsair and the Radian, I have a thin rubber band doubled up and wrapped over the battery on both those planes. And another thing too is I do have a Velcro that is CA glued to the battery pack, and as well the opposite type of Velcros that are glued to the fuselages of the planes. And one thing for still using the Velcros is for when I position the battery before wrapping with the rubber band, I just want the battery to already sit kind of, more firmly first before doing the rubber band wrapping. And of course, you see on the UMX Radian, I got that same Blade Helis branded adapter. And what I noticed about using this kind of battery on these two planes is if you start, from a full charge for flying, and you only want to fly, let's say within like 5 to 10 minutes, for example, especially on the Corsair, You'll always have a reliable motor response, even for staying on full throttle the whole time. And these planes penetrate well, or penetrate better, unlike these 1S400 to 6 milliamp hour type LiPo batteries, than with their more proper 1S 120 to 200 milliamp hour batteries. And I would say these planes seem to, handle the wind better with these 1S 400 to 600 milliamp hour type LiPo batteries. And ever since I've gotten into this kind of battery setup on these two UMX planes, I would say I've started to gain more interest in, being an owner and maybe some more of these E-flite hobby zone / Parkzone brushed 1S typical 120 to 200 milliamp hour type planes, but regularly putting the 1S 400 to 600 milliamp hour batteries on those kind of planes, such as even the Hobby Zone Micro Anniversary Champ, the latest version of the Hobby Zone Micro White and Blue Sport Cub S, for example, and so on forth. And I hope all of you viewers and subscribers enjoy this presentation video of me showing this kind of 1S battery setup on my UMX Radian and F4U Corsair from a recent inspiration I got from that NightFlyyer video from Dave Herbert. And once again, I really want to give a huge shout out again to Mr. Dave Herbert from NightFlyyer over that 1S 500 milliamp hour on a micro P-51 J-3 Cub experiment video he made back in 2010. And I hope all of you, once again, viewers and subscribers, enjoy this video. And thank you all very much.